So is there a solution, boys and girls? Is there a solution to this problem? Are we truly just fucked? Are we doomed to wipe ourselves out? Uncle Larry thinks that maybe there is. And excuse Uncle Larry a minute while he takes a drink here, boys and girls. Uncle Larry wants to read to you from the complete works of William Shakespeare, from King Lear, no less. Now this was written about 400 years ago, but it still applies today. And those of you who want to look this up in your own Shakespeare to make sure Uncle Larry isn't making this up, it's Act 4, Scene 2. It's close to the beginning of the scene, and this is what Albany says. Uncle Larry's going to read this out to you. If that the heavens do not their visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offenses, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey upon itself like monsters of the deep. Now, what exactly is Albany saying here, boys and girls? Well, let's take that first line. If that the heavens do not their visible spirits. Now, heavens here, it's in lowercase, so he's not talking about heaven in heaven where God lives, capital H heaven. He's talking about the skies, the heavens above us. If that the heavens do not their visible spirits send quickly down. So if some beings that we can see from outer space don't come down here to tame these vile offenses, which is, our day-to-day human business, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey upon itself like monsters of the deep. And, Shakespeare figured that out 400 years ago. Basically what he's saying is, if aliens from space don't step in and pull our irons out of the fire, we're probably going to wipe ourselves out. We need a benevolent big brother who knows better than we do to come down and take our dangerous little toys away and make us all get along together like good little boys and girls. If that doesn't happen, then, we're all doomed, essentially. And he figured that out 400 years ago, boys and girls. Imagine how apropos it is today, okay? Now, that's not a bad idea. Earth would be better off without us. Perhaps humanity should wipe themselves out and, give Mother Earth a chance to maybe come up with something better. Uncle Larry hardly believes that humanity is the best thing this universe could come up with. The only problem with this solution, as much as Uncle Larry believes in it, is if the aliens exist, why haven't they helped us out already? Maybe they like things the way they are here for their own reasons. They're probably exploiting us just like we're exploiting each other. So the answer, boys and girls, what Uncle Larry really thinks is the ultimate solution to the problems that are plaguing the country and this world, well, Uncle Larry thinks that we have to seek an inner solution to tide ourselves over individually until Armageddon comes. And then, when those nuclear bombs go off, or, the air becomes so polluted that the whole atmosphere catches on fire, we can all jump out there and just go, woo, woo, it was fun while it lasted, and kiss our asses goodbye. And that concludes this week's Editorial Corner. Cheer up, boys and girls. It can only get worse. Well, there you go, boys and girls. That pretty much is it for the Best of Uncle Larry this episode. He is kind of an uncompromising old fart, but you gotta love him anyways, like I do. I mean, he's everybody's favorite fucked up uncle that we can all feel superior to. And what else is television for, except to make us think that we're better people than we really are, huh? That's what I think. Okay, so before I call it a day here, or a night, although, by the time this gets on, it actually is another day. Yeah, you have to want to stay up late to watch Uncle Larry's Clubhouse. That's there's got to be, you got to pay a little price for enlightenment. Ooh, yeah, right, boys and girls. Okay, so before I go, just for me, let me, since it's the end of the decade, although not the millennium, not till 2001, It is, however, the turn of the century and the end of the decade. So let's. I want to do some of my some best of picks, just to sort of clear out the 90s. Okay, so to start with, album of the year, record of the year for 1990, and in the running for album of the decade, could be, but definitely album of the year. Bree Sharp, A Cheap and Evil Girl. You probably never heard of her. This album, it kicks ass. This chick, she's really young. She's only 23. Not MTV friendly looking at all. She's kind of a really hard looking brunette. Looks like she's got plenty of street cred. She's done this album. She's written most of the lyrics and most of the music. Her guitarist has helped, wrote some of the songs with her. But the lyrics are almost all hers, and most of the music is hers. And it's just awesome. Boys and girls, I got to tell you, she's not that kind of wimpy, introspective, fragile waif type singer like Jewel, and she's not that kind of bitchy, irritating singer type like Alanis. She's kind of that tough exterior but vulnerable interior, street girl persona that. With a brain, and so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I got kind of a crush on her myself. I got to be honest with you, boys and girls. But I'll tell you, it's a great album. It is truly a great album. Try and find it. You can probably find it used by now. She came and went like that. Too much good material for your average listener, but I think really highly of it. Runners up, Muse, Showbiz. That it's an excellent. It's the best new wave psychedelic album of the year. Also, John Linnell, States Songs. John Linnell is one of the guys from They Might Be Giants. This is his solo album. Also a great new wave psychedelic album, but neither of them just possess the vast majority of great songs that A Cheap and Evil Girl has on it. And she's a great vocalist. Bree Sharp, I'll tell you, if you like Debbie Harry or Chrissie Hynde from the early Pretenders, or you like the music and lyrics of David Lowery from Cracker, this is the album for you. Can't praise it too highly. Also, Government Mule. Government Mule, the best live album of 1999. If you liked Allman Brothers at Fillmore East, if you worship that album, this is the album for you. Just sheer over 2 hours of great jamming, great live jamming. Government Mule. Those are the runners up. Now, what else? Oh, best comic of the year. Got to be the Inhumans. 12-issue limited series, ran through the year. It's written by Paul Jenkins, art by Jay Lee. This was the best. It's over now, but you'll be able, I'm sure if you start looking, you'll be able to get a trade paperback of all 12 issues. It really was the best. Runners up, let me give credit to America's Best Comics. Alan Moore is coming back. I was kind of down on him for the way he wimped out on Supreme, but he's really coming back. This comic, Promethea, this is a really great read. Alan Moore he's recreating comics. This is kind of, the reason this didn't make it as the year's best is because it's an homage to Neil Gaiman's Sandman. He's trying to recreate Neil Gaiman's Sandman just with a female instead of the Sandman, instead of a guy. It's brilliant, but it is derivative, so it doesn't make it on the Inhumans. Also, another Alan Moore, America's Best Comics, Tomorrow Stories. This is, each issue features 4 separate stories. It's an anthology with recurring characters. This book is just drunk with the joy of comics. It's if you're an old comics guy like me, you're really going to like Tomorrow Stories. Brilliant. Again, Promethea, let me say, great art in Promethea. J.H. Williams III, he's doing the best art in comics except for Inhumans. And you know why Inhumans beat out Alan Moore? More emotional depth, boys and girls. You just cared more. This is really it. The Inhumans limited series. I guess that pretty much sums it up for good old Joe Cable this episode. Next episode will be Uncle Larry giving you the 10 great books and the 10 great movies. It's going to take up almost the whole episode, so I'll just pop in to say hello and goodbye. In February, more of my material is going to start getting on, and things might get a little more exciting. Maybe some hot chicks in there for you. So that's it. Let me, before we go, let me remind you of the words of Benedict Spinoza. All excellent things are as difficult as they are rare. See you next episode.